When I was 15, he told me one day that I was going to marry him. He looked at me over a Pac-Man game and said, "You know you're going to marry me someday." And I looked at him and said, "Probably." And then we got married when I was 17, and he was 20. We were married for 30 years. We had 3 absolutely awesome kids. You know, we were married 30 years. We got married when I was 17. And 30 years. You don't expect when you're in your 40s that you are going to be a widow. You just don't. Everybody says time heals all wounds, but that's not true. Time doesn't heal. And really what you have to do is you have to heal your wounds. Time doesn't do that for you. Robbie was very sick, and he fought very hard. But when he was initially diagnosed, we thought he had an ulcer, and it turned out he had esophageal cancer. And so at first, and it was stage 4 immediately. So they told us initially that he only had about 30 days, maybe 90 days if we really got lucky. About 2 years, which was a long time past when they said he was going to die, about 2 years into his cancer journey, we had pretty bad news on one of his scans, and he decided he wanted to check into hospice and make his final arrangements. And so we did that, and it was an excruciating exercise to have to do that, to make your own funeral arrangements, to look into hospice. We contacted a company and signed on with that company, and they did not physically check him out at all at the intake. And the way this company worked was you called an 800 number, and then a call center would then contact a nurse, and then eventually that nurse would contact you. Nobody taught me how to move his body so that I didn't hurt him or me. Nobody taught me how to clean him up, bathe him, change the sheets, nothing. They came in there, and it was one attendant came in 2 times that week, and I helped her as much as I could to take care of his needs. She wouldn't talk to him, she'd talk over him. So he'd be on the bed here, and she'd just talk over him. The company that we signed on was for-profit. They said they were local, but technically they were not. Their nurses didn't live around here, which is why it took so long for them to get to us. And I just had no idea there was anything local. I had no idea that there was a nonprofit. But I had people saying to me, "Hey, listen, check these people out. This home hospice is local. They have an office here in town. They have nurses that come when you call. Check it out. Just check out the difference." And I actually went to the website and started reading on the website and thought, "Oh God, thank God there's something local where, something else. We have another option." And that day I called you guys. We actually had a nurse, and I think there were 2 attendants there that night that had come in. When the intake was done, they actually touched him. They actually looked at him, checked him over, physically checked him and talked to him. They didn't talk over him, they talked to him. And amazingly enough, he woke up and he talked to us. And he actually got out of the bed a few more times before he passed away. He had moments where he wanted me to put him in the wheelchair and race him around the house, and so we got some more moments with him. He got to hold his Chihuahua again. He got to tell my niece that he loved her. He asked for his grandchildren. He spoke. He smiled. I have pictures of him after we changed hospice companies, where he's smiling. They were sending 2 attendants every single day. And those attendants actually showed me how to move him, how to position him. One of the attendants asked him one day if he wanted a shave, and he said yes. And we were all surprised. And she did. She shaved him. Really from the big things, controlling pain, making sure they're comfortable, making sure they're clean, making sure their bed is clean, to the little bitty things, that tiny little sore that really didn't mean anything to anyone but me, to making sure he was shaved. You know, from the big things all the way down to the little things. They cared about him. He passed away January 2nd. 14 months later, we are still part of the hospice family, and it has made a huge difference in helping to get through that hard time, helping to get past it. You know, Robbie was a young guy. He shouldn't have died when he did. He should have had another 30 or 40 years.